Alright, what's up guys? Today we got another product from Gerson & Co. This is going to be a home brewer straight from Singapore. Last time we took a look at their Tropics Matte Clay. Today we got their Orchid Texture Paste. So this is going to be a new product from their shop. If you guys have tried the Tropics Matte Clay, I would say this is definitely worth a try just because it does offer a little bit of a different styling, a different hold. Let's just stop talking about it and I'll show you guys what it can actually do. So the usual spiel, we're going to take a look at design of the jar, the application process, my initial thoughts on it, and then we'll go throughout the day and see how it holds up. And then finally, my final thoughts on it so that you guys can kind of see how this pomade kind of performs throughout the day from start to finish. So let's go ahead and jump into design of the jar. When we take a look at the Orchid Texture Paste, we see that the colorway is different, so that is easily distinguishable from the Tropics Matte Clay, which comes in a very green labeling color scheme. I'm not sure why this one is gray, because orchids aren't necessarily gray, but maybe paste in general, but whatever the case, it's gray. So give you guys the spiel. Oh man, my hands are dry in this video. Oh well. We see that it comes in the standard 100 milliliter plastic amber jar with the aluminum lid, sticker on top, as well as the sticker on the side. So we have ingredients, where the Gerson & Co. company is, and then the directions as well as how to apply it. So very standard in regards to how a pomade is presented. So let's go ahead and open the jar and see what we get. So when you guys open the jar, you'll see that there's a plastic seal type of deal to keep things fresh and gravy. When you guys take a look at the pomade, we see that it's very sticky. I'm not sure if the camera is going to be able to capture the sheen on the actual product itself, but when you guys scoop it out, you'll see that it's not as dry of a product when compared to the Tropics Matte Clay. We see that it's very sticky and a little bit not, I guess pasty is it's a perfect word for a paste product. So let's go ahead and do the application process and see what we get. So I don't don't waste this little scoop because I can't really put it back in. So let me get set up right here. So the directions does recommend to apply a dime sized amount. So we're gonna do that scoop that we just took and start with that. So breaking the product down is super easy. I totally forgot to show you guys, but applying it so far to essentially dry hair doesn't react too much in terms of tugging or friction. The product does apply pretty smoothly. So we'll go ahead and take another dime size scoop and kind of work our way up as needed. So I'm gonna do about another fingernail's worth. So breaking it down is super easy. Show you guys. It does break down into essentially a very dry lotion. So I think 2 dimes worth is enough at this point. Things do feel super light in the hair, which is to be expected of most pastes and essentially most clays at this point, but it just varies on how much, I guess, different trade-offs you want to take for clays. But with most pastes, you do get a very light, as they describe it, a featherweight feel. So the strength to weight ratio is pretty high. You get a pretty good amount of strength to how much the product actually weighs in your hair, or subjectively weighs in your hair. So right off the bat, we see that it's a fairly natural shine to matte finish. The hold itself is pretty strong. It's definitely not going to be on the slick side of things, but I think by day 3, if you have enough buildup, you'll get some sort of slickness, but I wouldn't depend on that too much. Cool. I think that might be it. So as you guys see, a good amount of volume. Texture wise, it does create a good amount of separation between the hairs. Didn't need a blow dryer to really get this type of height. And in terms of slickness, as I mentioned, it's not too crazy at all. Things are held up fairly well. We get a good amount of response and control from the texture paste. Sorry. In terms of like how hairs are kind of separated, it does present nice like finger comb, I guess, guides once you do pull it through. So demonstrate a little bit more for you guys. Sweet. So as you guys see, styling it's super easy, super responsive, and overall super solid in terms of a texture paste. In terms of the scent, I do get that. What is that scent? Do they describe it on their website? I believe it's not Orchid. I lied, it is bark orchid scent. So overall, in terms of a texture paste, we do get a good amount of hold, a good amount of control. Texture wise, a good amount of separation. My hair is, what the, oh, that's a washing machine. The hair is separated pretty well. Very matte to natural shine, and overall the scent itself is a very soft, like floral scent. It is described as a bark orchid scent. Unfortunately, I have no idea what that means, but I would say it's like a very soft, like almost vanilla-like kind of essence. Just add a little bit of like earthy tones to it, as well as a little bit of like a floral finish. So very soft and pleasant to the nose, not in terms of like a citrus or acidic scent, or even I'd say like a very cologne kind of scent either. So let's go ahead and get throughout the day and see. Oh, what are you doing, Toro? So let's go ahead and get throughout the day, and we'll see how this pomade lasts. So I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up. I'm getting a little bit tired, but as you guys can see, things have shifted out of place a little bit. My experience with a lot of drier, like lightweight products is that by the end of the day, the hair kind of overpowers whatever product you have in there, regardless of if it's restylable or not. If you guys take a look, I don't know if the camera's going to be able to pick it up, but the strays are a lot more apparent. It's slightly fixable, but that's the trade-off you're going to get with, I'd say, like light drier products, is that you don't get that stickiness or like cohesiveness that you would get if it was like waxier or even just more oil based. But the trade-off is you do get a good amount of volume, that matte natural finish, and just overall a very like comfortable kind of relaxed look, if that's what you're going for. With the orchid texture the orchid texture paste, we do see that the texture does hold up. The hold itself kind of diminishes into like a medium hold. It's still there, but if you guys saw, it's like kind of giving way on this side. This side looks pretty decent at this point, but what we saw in the beginning was pretty good. Right now it's kind of like settled into like a more, I'd say like 60 to 70% of what it was. So let's go ahead and restyle it and see what we get. So with drier pastes or products, restyling it isn't necessarily like an optimal solution. You would definitely need to use a little bit more product if you were trying to clean things up. This is still manageable. It's still got a good amount of clays in it for it to be flexible enough to like fix. Let me take a closer look. Yeah, I'd say things can be fixed pretty well. Not the cleanest, but still like passable and still workable. Overall, the scent at this point is gone. I don't really get that like floral scent anymore. In the beginning, it's pretty subtle, so at this point it's kind of expected that it's not there anymore. So all right, so there you guys have it. That's going to be the Gerson & Co. Orchid Texture Paste. Definitely a good starter. I would say would highly recommend for those with shorter to medium length hair. My hair unfortunately is a little bit heavy for like a longer usage of this. I'd say 4 to 5 hours in the beginning was like perfect. Throughout the day it kind of diminished just because the weight and waves of my hair kind of destroyed the product essentially. I could use more product, but with what I've got right now, restyling it is not too bad of like, I guess, an acceptable compromise. So let's go ahead and call it. Peace out, guys.